for us, like what we are discussing today is about strategic utilization of data analytics. So we have very wonderful friends I have with me to have a very short fireside chat on the data analytics, which we are discussing, and our fellow speakers also talk about it multiple times. But before we start, I just set a ground like we talk about data analytics, but it starts with data. Now we all think as the CFOs like data is about numbers, okay, numbers, and numbers only. But it's not about only numbers. Quantitative data are always important to make your decision, but qualitative data are also critical to understand the trends. Just to understand is clearly like there was a study done a few years ago. I think it was Walmart who did the study. They were looking at their sales trend, and they noticed that whenever the sale of Pampers goes up, the sale of beers also go up. Now they were surprised at why this thing is happening. What is the connection of Pamper with the beer? So they did they asked their research team to find out that what is the logic of these two things. So what they come up is that, like usually like wife used to call their husbands that when you come from your office in the evening, bring Pampers. So while he was after office, tired, almost dead, going to pick up the Pamper, he said, well, let me take a beer so I can be fresh up. So this is like, it's not about always number, it's about the qualitative data also is important. So then they did their own research, that okay, let's keep the aisle of Pamper close to to beers, so we have a sale accordingly. So these things are, so data is all about like, data is there, but if you don't utilize properly or smartly, then it's all useless. As we said, they say data garbage in and garbage out. So just to build on that, I will start with my speakers, like my panelists, to start with Heni, that now we are into this phase of data-driven decision making. So when you start your journey onto that one, you have background of, mashallah, having 2 IPOs. You're involved in 2 IPOs, mashallah, in the kingdom itself. So when you start this journey, what kind of challenges you face in getting these tools on board? And if you can share your experiences on that.
Thank you so much. So for the data-driven culture or the data-driven businesses, it's not only about technology or platforms that you need to put in place. It's most importantly about people. So to implement and a culture of data inside the companies, generally we need to build those data champions inside the different departments. It's not only within the finance, it's across different departments, be it the operation team or the sales or the different type of department. It's not only the job of data scientist or the data team only from IT perspective. So it's all about the business users, how to change, how to shift their way of dealing with data, how to shift their way of data decision-making process to be based on facts rather than being based on intuition or gut feeling. So that point is very important to have this data skills for those people, and to set it as a reflex, okay, to deal with the data. Second element that we can talk about is to have more governance also about the data sources that we need to use in order to consolidate our decision-making process.
Oh, that definitely is very important. These two things, that one, the governance definitely is important with the nowadays, the way like the technology, the way the legal landscape are moving drastically. The governance definitely is very important, and we need to have those analysis. So like Mostaffa, I'll come to that with the same challenges. Like mashallah, you build a very good business. You as a new thing you introduce in the market as a PetroApp, and you are growing in multiple countries while we're discussing. So how the challenges like we face in these kind of like when you're going to the territories and how data help you in that, how you feel in that?
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, when we implemented the data analytics section in our company, we met many challenges actually. First challenge we have met is the quality of the data itself. You need the data, garbage in, garbage out. The quality of the data itself, the data analytics all depends on the quality of the data. So the first thing is about the data quality and how is it accessible or not? Does the data is accessible? I have many fights between the data analytics team and the IT team to access the data. It's their work, their job. The resistance from the company, as mentioned by my friend Heni here, the resistance. Everybody is working with his gut feeling. Just taking a decision, they don't want to depend or to rely on the data. And once you want to make a data-driven culture, you will meet this resistance. The infrastructure of the data, the infrastructure you need to, data rooms, you need to implement some softwares to do this data and to do this data analytics. And so this is the
No, you're right. Thank you very much, Mostaffa, for that. Like this is what we also started, that the quality of data definitely is important. If a garbage is there, then what you get is garbage only. So definitely that is very important, and definitely whenever you try to bring something new into the companies, like resistance is always there to adopt a new software or new way of doing things. So definitely those things are there. But with the technology is changing, definitely we need to have these new softwares and AIs in place to compete in the market. So I just built onto that, and I'll come back to Hani and ask this, that when we went to this journey of data-driven strategy and going into data insights, what kind of improvements and success you saw in your organization with that?
Okay. So, alhamdulillah, I have been fortunate enough to start this process of data insights and usage since more than a decade now. I have a kind of two hats between the data analytics and the finance and the business background. So I've been through different entities with different use cases about the data. I can, for example, relate to, for example, in my previous experience about the car rental industry, where I've been working with Deep, for example, with Deep Rent a Car. So we were using the data analytics for optimizing the utilization of the cars through the different branches and different cities, and also between the different categories of the branches, and during weekdays and weekends. So it was really a very positive impact of the implementation of the data analytics tool to improve this utilization, and hence to improve the profitability of the business. Also, we've been able to see the pattern and the trends related to the mix of the cars, the mix of the fleet, that we need to adapt it with the new customer segments are coming, and also with the pressure that we're on the expenses and the spending power of the consumers. So with those analyses that the analytics put us able to do, comparing to using simply Excel spreadsheets, we were able to change completely the mix of the fleet and improve the profitability and improve the outcomes for the company. I can relate also to other examples. For example, in my current job, where we are optimizing the pricing of the delivery, for example, depending on the pricing from cost perspective, depending on the availability of the drivers and the different. It's a kind of creating dynamic pricing based on the trend. Okay, so it's we are seeing the forecasted number of orders that will be done for every specific area in order to forecast the number of needed driver that should be implemented in that area. And based on that, we have a kind of dynamic pricing for driver that we, for example, we increase the prices, okay, in order to incentivize more driver to come and work with us, okay, in the peak times. And the opposite, we reduce the prices, okay, for them when they are more idle, and they will accept to make some the dispatches with a lower price in that angle. So we've been able to reduce materially the cost for the delivery based on those analytics.
No, perfect. This is what, Hani, this is the key takeaway from this are basically that with these kind of tools and techniques, we can easily optimize the resources to use it at the right time. As this is a very good example that in the peak time you can able to charge more, and customer will willing to pay more definitely because they know it's a peak time. But then in the off peak time, they can enjoy the benefit of saving some money. So as you are it's kind of a two-way with the customer, that we are charging you, but then we're sharing savings also with you. So that this is one of the example of optimization. Plus, definitely we have more visibility on our resources also. So those things are definitely are the major benefits of data analytics. Now, Mostaffa, moving on to that one. Now we have seen there's those we have benefits of these kind of data audits, and if you do the analytics. But one of the important factors that we cannot take these kind of decisions only from our financial data. We need to collaborate with other departments, as we know that yes, CEO is responsible for the entire company, but as our friend said earlier, we are the co-pilot for them. So how, what strategy or collaboration we should be having other departments, so we can have data insights from them, we can combine together.
Yes, sure. You are working as a CFO, so you are a co-pilot for the CEO. This is the main role of the CFO. You have to help him in strategy implementation and in strategy formulation. When he formulates a strategy for, as an example, when we opened in other countries other than Saudi Arabia, you need to help him with the data. You need to always check with other functions. HR, how can you hire in a country like Thailand as an example? What is the time you need to hire sales in this country or in this place or in this place? So as a strategy alignment with other functions is very crucial in the role of the CFO. Collaboration with other functions, cross-function collaboration is very, very crucial and very, very important in the phases of strategy implementation. You need to implement strategy and both KPIs on each functions, HR, marketing, sales, and so operation, and so. So you need to help the CEO to take the decisions in the meantime for all of this. Also the data governance. You are, as a CFO, you need to assure the data governance and the infrastructure of the data. Is our infrastructure for the data is enough for other countries, or it's only for Saudi Arabia? You can't. You need to always check with other departments. This analytics, performance measurement. You always need to measure the performance for the teams. You need to make reporting in the weekly basis, in monthly basis, quarterly basis, as needed. This is also something crucial for the CFO role.
No, thank you very much, Mostaffa. Yeah, this is what yes, we are responsible as a CFO for the finance department, but as one of our speakers, our co-speaker says earlier, that yes, CEO is responsible for the strategy, but we are the one who have to implement that, because we are always the co-pilot for the company and for the CFO, for the CEO actually. So we need to definitely work. We are the one we have to implement all these things. Because ultimately, everybody comes back to the CFOs or the finance team to give us those insight that which market to focus, which market we should be going. Now, in that one, just to connect, Hani, I'd connect with this, to get the collaboration from the cross functions. Now, you also you have seen also there are a lot of resistance, or there are people who want to work in silo. They will know I will not share my information with you. Their departments or difficult people are always there. So, what kind of techniques or what things we should be using so we can explain to them the benefit or break out that silo to get the maximum data to utilize for our strategy?
Okay, so this is quite a tricky thing. I think the solution mostly is to partner with the data team or with the technology team in that and build this culture of data across the organization, mostly through making them the technology team focus on enabling the different entities or different departments rather than only focusing on creating content for them. So the idea is to let everybody in the organization interact with the data and create their own analytics or on the fly or ad hoc analysis, and to get more and more the benefit and the insight directly from their side rather than having this bridge or this always the need to go to the technology department to develop for them or to customize for them certain analysis. So the role mostly of the technology team should be creating the data sources with a governed way and access, and to enable all the departments to get their self-service, I would say, analysis. And for that, we need to start relatively by what we call the data literacy inside the organization. So it's the skills around the data, how to understand the data and how to collaborate and interact with the data. This is most importantly through the trainings related to the self-service analytics, data visualization tools. Depends on the tool that is used by the company, but there's multiple similarities between the tools that are in place that are giving more and more flexibility to the business user, not only the data scientist or the business intelligence guy to interact with the data and create their own analysis. Second is the interaction between even the finance team, where even our colleague was saying about technology skills or technology people inside the finance organization can be even also developing those skills for the finance department itself or across the different organization where we have different data champion in every department, and then in different cases and in different organizations that I work with, there is a kind of groups or user group for and the community about the data that are being built in order to motivate all the teams to work together, to share their insights, also to share their learnings about how they are building those analytics or those dashboards and how they are improving their way of decision making. And this is the collaboration is quite important, and this should be most importantly enabled by the top management. So top management should set the tone for the usage of the data for the decision making and explain for the different departments how they are using the data and the facts for decision making and why they are doing this. So sponsorship from the top management is very important for that.
No, you are right in that, Hani, that definitely that we set the tone from the top. That definitely is important. But then, yes, we can say that you have to do it. Yes, then in that case, maybe you are forcing the team to do it. I think the better way is that we try to sell to them that what is the benefit of having this software or this technology and how it will make your life easier. It's not about like we are CFO is leading it and we are just making our life easier. We are trying to bring a product which make everybody life easier, and this is how we should be selling these kind of initiative to the finance team. Now, just building on to that, Mostaffa, if I come to you and like now, yes, this tone of the top is very important, but do you think like we should have like whenever we go to this kind of transformation journeys, we should have set some milestones, or we should define KPIs for the relevant department? And what do you think? What kind of KPIs can be which can motivate our cross functionals to participate and work together with us on this digital transformation?
Sure, Yunus. You want to say something? I want to say something that what you can't measure, you can't manage. This is the first concept you need to see. There is KPIs you need to measure to check if the data-driven transformation works or not. Is it succeeded or not? The first thing, the revenue growth. Is the revenue growth? Does your revenue grown as you expected when you implemented the data-driven decision support? This is number one. Number two, if there is a cost reduction, do you have a cost reduction in your company, in your section, and other functions? This is other crucial KPI you need to check. The profitability. When you check the revenue growth and the cost reduction, then you will check the profitability. These are the main KPIs you need to check. The return on investment, the profitability, and the revenue growth, and the cost reduction. By the end of the day, it's going to the return of investment. I invest some money. Sometimes it's very, very huge amounts in data decision support and in data decision help, how to data-driven support. So what is the ROI of all of this? I have other KPI, I work on it on my company as an example, the churn rate. The churn rate is a very crucial for me as a CFO in my company. Is the churn rate, does your customers like your work? Does your customer didn't like your work? It's by the end of the day, you can see it in the churn rate in the customer service.
Thank you very much, Mostaffa. Yes, definitely. Those are things are important. That if we are initiating any transformation on any level, like if there is no saving or no benefit, or is not always necessary to have a saving in numbers, whether it can bring efficiency or effectiveness or making things better. If those things are not there, then maybe we are doing the wrong project. So it's very important that whenever we go with these kind of transformation or bring these kind of data analytics tool, is important that we'll try to we make sure they bring the right saving and right benefits are coming, and we are not still a traditional CFO. We should be moving to the next level of the CFO to work with to continue with the market as a competitors. Now, before I will go, now we still have some things, but I really want to give more time. We still have almost 8 minutes for the session. So just to summarize in totality that yes, data analytics are very important to have it in the organization as a software or as a tool, but we need to make sure our data is right, we're doing the right implementation, we bring all the cross-functional, all the function on the board. We cannot work in silos. We need to have data across all entity, across the entire organization to make sure we get the right result, what we're looking for. Now, with that, like if we have any questions or anything from the audience, we still have time, so we can take 2-3 questions easily.
So I'm glad Mr. Heni discussed about the importance of people here in this room. Definitely, I believe there is a very room for improvement everywhere in this organization, and culture is something very important. So building a culture like in your team, especially as a finance head or leading the department, is somewhere most of the people in the finance, I believe, lack. As Mr. Riaz discussed, transforming it to from a traditional CFO to the futuristic CFO. This is something which is a very key area of our, where it should be, and we should be an expert, like a coach or mentor. So, right, in recent past, I'm just concluding my question. Recent past, there has been introduced designation of finance business partner. So people are, especially our teams, get to learn from different business, different organizational departments, learn about how the business goes. So this is something which is very much important for our teams. That somewhere which has to be more. Again, I guess it should be more in depth to know how this can be transformed, especially within our teams, and we can transform our juniors or our team members into futuristic leaders as well. So if you can comment on this, I believe this will help.
Yeah, sure. So the source of the data analysts would be most importantly it can be in the FP&A team, for example, or in any other department. For example, and even the GL team, they have kind of certain trainings and certain skills about data extracts and data analysis as well, in order to do more effectively their reconciliation work, for example. Okay, it's all about using the tools in place to optimize their time and do it more efficiently. So it's across the different even departments or inside the finance division. The skills are built with all data centricity. Okay, inside the department.
Mostaffa, you don't add something?
Actually, for this area exactly, you are as a finance, you need to work as a finance business partner with all the other departments. In my company, I created a section. This section is decision support section. This decision support is working. It's you can say his work is 60% operation, 40% finance. He is not a pure finance guy. He works with all other functions, with marketing, with sales, to take the data from their side and translate it to finance team in numbers. He is the connection between the finance team and the other operational team. This is something that I want.
Yeah, this is what, like, at the end of the day, like, I think that was the reason that finance business partner is nowadays is talk of the town, is very important, because this is how we can transform. We need to bring that culture or that habit of giving or work with the technology. Otherwise, as we rightly mentioned, we cannot survive in this competition. So that is those rules are very important, and we need to take it seriously to implement in our companies. Okay, I think thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Hani and Mostaffa, for taking out the time. Thank you very much for the organizers for inviting us for this fireside chat. We are always available if you have any things to discuss. We are also here not to share. We are here to learn also. So we always learn and grow together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.